We have heard about personalities. We know there exist introverts, there exist extroverts, there are people who are highly sensitive, there are people who are highly insensitive. So there are all kind of personalities. Someone wants to socialize, someone doesn't. Someone is a planner, someone wants to live life on the go. So different people have different personalities. But have we ever heard about bedroom personalities, or rather I would call sex personalities? Most of us haven't. Most of us even didn't know that there is something like this exists. And Dr. Kinsey, the famous, he's the world-renowned sexologist, and he has said the only universal in human sexuality is variability, which means each one of us are unique sexually. What are our sexual needs? What are our wants, desires, turn-ons, turn-offs, mood killers? It is infinite. It is really, really very unique to each one of us. And we also have those sex personalities. And why do we need to know about our sex personality? Because people are looking for different needs from sex. They define great sex in different ways. And it helps to understand what kind of personality your partner is, so that you can communicate better, you can wipe out any misunderstandings, and of course you can have great sex. So let us understand about sex personalities. So there are 11 types of sex personalities. The first one is called decompressor. For them, sex is all about stress release. If they get tensed, sex is a way where they can relax, they can unwind. Orgasms are important for them because it gives that release, the feel-good hormones, and that is why they crave for orgasms. These people would masturbate for the very exact reason. Now, the downside of it is that these people are so fixated about the end goal of orgasm that sometimes they just forego the entire the journey of foreplay, and they come across as very self-centered to their partners. So these are decompressors. So again, it helps to understand that what a person is looking from his partner sexually. If the person is looking for a stress release and the person understands that his partner is of a different sex personality, it helps them talk about it. It helps them bridge their gaps and maybe come to a mutual understanding where they can have a satisfying sex for both of them. So this is the decompressor. The second sex personality is the explorer. They are, as the words say, want to explore. Sex is the playground for them. They actually crave novelty. And these people like to try out new things, and sometimes even if something doesn't work, they can laugh about it. I remember I had a client who was an explorer, and he would say, Pallavi, you know what, I have this 100 tricks to have different kinds of sex with my wife, but she's not interested. What the man did not understand, and this is where I coached him, that his wife is of a different sex personality. So they need to talk about it. See, understand that sex is very complex as well as highly nuanced. And until unless we don't have a vocabulary, we struggle. We struggle with our own uniqueness, our preferences, and we are not able to communicate. So it helps to have the right words to communicate effectively about what you want sexually and what you don't want sexually. So the next sex personality is fair trader. For them, generosity is all about sex. They as much like enjoying as they like giving. And they feel a little disconnected, or they feel a little odd when they see that their partner is not interested. In fact, I had a client, and this is what amazes me as I talk to all these different people about their sexual issues and their intimate issues. So this client, he said that, okay, my wife is there, but she's not as much involved and she's not as much participating. And this is where it comes to the understanding that that person was a fair trader because he also wanted his wife to participate. The fourth sex personality is giver. I'm a giver. For them, sex is all about giving. It is about showing their partner their love, and they want to pleasure their partner as much as possible. So they actually rejoice. It is a sense of joy for them when they pleasure their partner, and that is why they are called givers. Now, these very same people have a problem with receiving. So, if the partner is giving sexual affection to them, they find it really hard to receive it. So, if they say that the partner wants to give oral sex to the woman, she wants to have it, but she is little reluctant, maybe not because that she's not enjoying it, but because she's a giver and she finds it hard to accept pleasure. So can you see that now that you understand that, okay, this is where the blockage was, or this is where you were not able to understand why you are behaving like this. And that is why I repeat that it's important to know which sex personality you are and which sex personality your partner is. The fifth sex personality is the guardian. As you see, the word guardian talks about trust. It talks about that security. And most of the times, these people have had a history of sexual abuse or maybe a sexual assault. And that is why they are highly, highly guarded, and they are highly, I would say, maybe very, very careful about who they are going to trust this really intimate, vulnerable moment with. So for them, trust and security really matters for the people who are of the sex personality type guardian. The sixth sex personality is the pleasure seeker. These are the people who like one-night stands and hookups and casual sex. For them, sex is only about physical pleasure. They might even think, what is so much to think about sex? It's just like a source of, physical pleasure, just like eating out, going out. Sex is so easy for them. So in case, maybe this is where I tell you that it is important to understand the sex personality, because if you are with someone who is a pleasure seeker, now for them there is nothing wrong in being a pleasure seeker, but if they are matched with the sex personality type, which is the romantic, which is also who I am, then it could be a difference of opinion, and there could be a conflict about, oh, you are like this, but it is just his personality type. So it helps to understand. Now, as I said, romantics, for them, sex is about emotional connection. They would like to say I love yous during sex. They would like to talk during sex. They would like to make an eye contact during sex. For them, it is a very, very intimate moment, and they need a very, very high level of emotional connection to get involved with any person. The seventh sex personality type is passion pursuer. For them, sex is all consuming, passionate, fiery. They really like to rock the bed. And they would like to go into BDSM, very intense form of sexual acts, very intense forms, and because for them passion is really important. And these are the same people sometimes where they feel in a long-term relationship, when the passion goes down, even if the sex is good, they might not be interested because they give a very high priority to passion. That is the seventh sex personality type. The eighth sex personality type is the prioritizer. These are the people who actually work at it, who think that sex is of priority, love making is of priority, and hence they would like to commit time to sex. Even if they are really busy, they are really occupied with kids or going anywhere, they would like to schedule a time, and they would like to give that time to the relationship and to the partner by having a consistent sex. This is the prioritizer. Now, the ninth sex personality type is spiritualist. Spiritualists are people who actually believe in transcending, the physical orgasmic level and reaching out to a spiritual, profound union. These people practice Eastern disciplines like Tantra, and I have actually mentioned a blog here where you can actually know more about what is Tantra. So Tantra helps in reaching a level beyond the physical pleasure, where through sex you can actually reach a very highly meditative stage through orgasm. So that requires a spiritual communion. And that is why these people are called spiritualist sex personality type. The 10th is the thrillers. They only like the forbidden. Anything that is not allowed to them, that is not given to them, they have that thrill. Like some people are exhibitionist, some people are nudist, some people, have those fantasies, like they have these forbidden fantasies they really don't want to share. Some people have fantasies about golden shower, and there are so many things that they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to admit it, but they like just fantasizing about it. So these are the thrill seekers. They just like the thrill of the forbidden. So to conclude, knowing your sex personality type gives you a framework for having that conversation with your partner about what your two individual needs are with respect to sex and creating a passionate, intimate, satisfying sex life that both you crave.